Hi guys, welcome back to The Divine Witch. I'm your host, The Divine Witch. Today we're going to be making a loose leaf herbal blend that you can burn, whether it be outside or on your altar. So make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And let's go ahead and dive right in. Hey guys, and welcome back. As you can tell, we are getting ready to set up. I've got some things burning, and I'm going to go over that right now. So I've got Coco Tangerine. The cocoa is good vibrations, good energy. It's very sweet, so it's an attracting smell. Then we got tangerine. Tangerine has been known to have spiritual world properties to it. So that's why I've chosen to burn this incense that I'm going to be adding into this loose leaf burning spiritual attraction. Now I'm going to go over all the supplies with you guys while this is burning. Now the first one that I got is right here. This is going to attract the spirits, but it's also going to bring a calming purity effect. And I want that moth to a flame effect, and this does have spiritual properties as well to bring in spirits. Then we're going to put in a little Aster, which is going to bring upon love and some protection. Then you don't have to use Himalayan salt. It's just what I prefer to use, because this is a very earth magic working. So I wanted to get something that comes from the earth, therefore I'm going to be using pink salt in this. Now, once you see how I use this, it's also an extra layer of protection as well for you. So that way we're not getting spirits that we don't want instead of the ones we do want. The next thing that you guys are going to also need as well, which is some form of tobacco. Now, this is the tobacco that I use within ritual spells. It is loose leaf. Because here in the United States, you can't grow your own tobacco unless you live on a reservation or you actually have the permits to do so. So this is perfect for spell work, because anyone who knows anything about spiritual work, tobacco is one of those that attracts spirits. So it's good to have on hand when you need it. Now, if you don't have loose leaf, you can, break up a cigarette. I would suggest the American Spirit, just for the reason being that it's less likely to have all those harmful chemicals in it. So it's up to you on what you wish to do. So as this burns down, I'm going to give that a moment to do its thing. And then once that's done, we'll be right back. Hey guys, and welcome back. Okay, so now that this is burned out, I'm going to show you what we're going to do. First off, we're going to remove the stick because we do not need this whatsoever. First step you're going to do is you're going to take your ashes and you're going to pour that in there. See? Ash. The next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put some salt. Just a little bit. We ain't making a black salt, but we're adding it just for protection. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to start taking our herbs. Now, this is my spoon that I've created for myself. And there it is. It's so pretty. I know you want it, but you can't have it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure out. So this is probably about a tablespoon, not a teaspoon. And I'm going to measure that into here. So that was Aster. I must have her on my mind. This is Aster. Wonder what's going on with her. Normally, if I ever say someone's name, normally means there's something going on. So you're going to do a tablespoon of each of the flowers. Like that. Once again, I'll have all the ingredients down below for you guys, so that way you have it. And I think that is everything that I need to put in there. Now, as I was doing this, I was charging it with my own magical energy, which is something that you guys can do. You can do it internally or externally. Now, if I was going to tell you, I would say in my mind each thing that I'm putting into it to draw them spirits in and to bring it in. And I forgot one last thing. The tobacco that I was talking about. Then we're going to put that in there. A heaping spoonful of that, by the way. So you're probably looking about maybe a cigarette and a half to 2 cigarettes, just to really put it out there if you're breaking it up. Okay, so now that I've got all the ingredients in there, this is what I would say if it was me, which it is me making this, but for you, customize it however you want. To the spirits I do call, may you gather, once I burn this all, come to me, come to me, come to me, I beckon thee. I summon thee forth from above, below, and everywhere in between. Come to me, this is my will, so mote it be. Okay, with that being said, I would put my energy into it and let that go into it. Since I've had my energy in every bit of this process, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use this. Now, some may say, well, what if the tobacco is too wet? I personally dry out my tobacco just to let it kind of get in there. And as I'm doing this and mixing it around, I'm imagining the intent of the spirits gathering around me and coming to my aid. This is one of the most important things about this process, is that with everything you have to visualize the intent, because intent brings in manifestation with the appropriate stuff. You can use this. It's perfect to burn for ancestor altars if you're looking for, for someone to come visit you. This is also perfect if you are working towards bringing an elemental in. You can even add different scents or different oils into it if you want to, but I would be careful with the oils. You can even burn petition paper if you want it for a certain spirit that you want to work with or bring forth. And then you would burn that paper and then put the ashes in with it. Now, since I'm using this as a kind of be-all, I'm going to go ahead and not burn a petition ash into this. You can also add, if you want to, some fire cotton as well. And that'll help it kind of get that flame going and that little spark. Make it a little bit more magical. You can even get the ones with different colors and add it into it as well, that you would like throw inside of a fire and mix it in. Match your color with your intent, of course. So it just depends on what you want to do. These are the things that you can add into it. Also, when you're done grinding, you can do like a little sigil of whatever it is. So like a spirit sigil that you've chosen or you've made yourself, you can do over this. You can also make an oil from these herbs as well and just put it into the oil, and then after 30 days go ahead and strain it. Now some will say, hey, keep it in there for like 6 months or whatever. Me, I personally don't do that. I do it for like 30 days, keep it in a cool place. I also like to put the contents into a tea bag. It makes it a lot more easier when you're trying to get it out instead of having to cheesecloth all through it. Plus you can twist it and strain the rest of that oil out too. So, I think we're pretty much there. So I'm going to show you guys what it looks like as soon as I can get all that in there. Now if you look at it, that is the finishing product of what it looks like. It's very pretty, very aromatic, however you want to say it. And then what you would do is you would take some of this, which this is my spirit room, so me like calling on spirits or having spirits present isn't new within this room, and if you've watched any of my videos you know that. So since these are dried herbs, you do want to do it with dried herbs. Don't ever do it with fresh, because it ain't going to work like that. Okay, so what you want to do is you set your intention and you light it. Now you may have to continuously lighten this for a little bit here and there. Like I said, if you have the fire cotton, it'll add a little bit more better. If you're doing it on charcoal coals, it will continue to burn. You won't have to have a lighter to it. You can even use this as like kind of like a bringing in herb, so to speak, So you could be burning this in a conch shell, whatever, get your feather, keep on feeding into it. Like I said, the way that this is set up, because I do need to get some fire cotton. I'm just going to be burning the herbs, and then it'll eventually all burn out, and it'll attract the spirits. It's also good for an offering too, if you want to do an offering to a certain spirit, whoever it may be. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please make sure to like, comment down below as well. Share some things that you've made when it comes to different loose leaf incense that you guys burned. And till next time, guys, bye.